Hello there viewer, and I hope you're keeping positive and testing negative. Welcome to the final part of this trilogy on saving my MOT failure Toyota RAV4. In this video, after all the welding and rust proofing I've done in the previous video, it's now time to get the car back together and ready for its MOT. As you can see, I'm starting with the fuel tank and just giving the top of it a bit of treatment, as it seems to have suffered a lot like the rest of the rear of this car has. The first part of this process is to cut back on the fuel vapour line, as it was severely corroded and snapped when I removed the fuel filler neck. While I have a new part to go on this, the screws are far too corroded to get them off without damaging the tank even further. So I decided to cut the pipe to a known good bit of steel and run some fuel hose from this part of the tank to the fuel filler neck. After cutting the fuel vapour line, I wire brushed the rest of the fuel tank in order to give it a good coat of vac tan. Thankfully, the fuel tank looks in good, reasonable condition with no holes, which is always a good thing with a fuel tank. So, as you saw originally, I was meant to change that. Can't see it. Where am I? Yeah. So I wanted to change this because further along here, you would have a rubber, bit like how it's set up here, really, a rubber hose to the thing, which I need to do that. You had a rubber hose like that, and that broke off when I was taking this off because it was rotten. So I thought I'll just change the whole lot, and got to here, but couldn't get the screws off because they're well corroded, and every nut on this thing is corroded. So to save getting a new tank, and given that this only leaked further up where it's now gone. I decided to just run the rubber hose further back, so this is what I should have used. You can see there I had to go that much back with the operation. So now what I've got is this, and this is marine grade fuel hose, because everyone's, you know, losing their head over the whole E10 thing, whereas my main concern is that we can go on eBay, we can go on all these different websites and things like that. I suppose the same applies to this really in some respects, but we don't know what we're buying. And I had a look at local motor factors. They didn't have anything this size or length, and because this is just a vapor, it's not really as much a concern as these are in terms of strength, although I've got more of this pipe anyway, so I thought if any of these were properly deteriorated, which they're not, thank God, I can just change them and they'll be grand. So all needs to have happen now is I get a fuel clip or a Jubilee clip or something, put it in as far about that much back, hopefully. See, there's the new bit of hose on there, and I imagine it's the return, given that that's quite a stout piece of pipe, so that's where it comes out. This is what brings it back in, I think. I don't know. These are now on. Annoyingly, I can't remember what happened to ones that sat here and here. Same with the other side. I think I have got them, but I'm on such a tight deadline now, I just want the thing on the car. It's sound deadening stuff, just bituminous and whatever. I can't even remember if there was a bit there, but there's remnants of glue on either side, and I thought, well, I might as well just stick something here to keep it good, but we've still got the main bits there. Same with the other side, as you can see. I think what's next now, I want to leave this, I've got the neck for that, but I want to leave it until it's released on the car. It'd be easy to do that. For this to go back on the car, I need to sort out a tank strap, which I will do now. Right, so here are the tank straps, and I think it's fairly obvious how they work. They bolt up that way into the car, and they hold the fuel tank. Now this is already this isn't an original bit, which is annoying because I didn't measure this when I got my bar of steel, but I think it's fair, it's alright. But if you can see, if you do that, I can't even see, where are we? Oh, there we are. See that? Cannot move it at all. This thing, however, I think is original. It's I think it's fairly knackered, would be a polite way Be a polite way of saying it. And while think I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad either. It wouldn't come up on an MOT anyway, but it's not far away from being a problem. And if it was any other part of the car that wasn't holding 40 litres of highly flammable petrol, I wouldn't really be bothered, but I am, so I'm going to make another one. The problem obviously with these is these plastic bits go on the top of them, or, you know, because obviously they have to go between that and the tank, and they just collect all the crap and rot out. So this one, somehow, but because again, without a drill, thank you Screwfix and DeWalt, useless. Both of these are I'm going to try and clean up as best I can with the wife's best scouring pads and the wire brush. Back tan it and just put some stone chips, something that, no, not stone chip, some zinc primer on these, and then just put them back together again. A good bit of fun. Well, sorry, on this one, on this, going to got some good thick steel, which is just about the same thickness as this one, which is good. So I'm going to clean up now and get to it. Now, while I could buy fuel tank straps from eBay for about 40 quid with questionable steel quality, this piece of thick steel from B&Q was about a tenner. I've still got some of it left. I think this was a good, fun thing to do on a car that's given me nothing but problems. To give the Vactan a bit of protection, although apparently it doesn't need it, I decided to give the top of it a good lick of cheap black gloss paint that I found in Home Bargains for about £2. It's actually not that bad of a paint as far as I'm concerned, and I used it on the RAV4's bodywork in places, notably the sills and places hidden by the bumpers. To finish off the work on the fuel tank, I decided to change the rotten fuel hose clips. They came off easy enough given how rotten they were, and I replaced them with these nifty hose clips that I bought from Halford. On the 2nd of August, I felt really good about myself, having done all of this work on the car, and parts like the fuel tank going back on it made it feel really complete. The fuel tank strap I made was a little big, but it fitted on there without much of a problem. The next part to change was the rear differential mount. And Christ alive, this was a difficult part to source for some reason, as you could buy the new bushes, but you had no way of putting them on there. The bolts didn't exist for it. So what you had to do was buy the whole complete set, like what's shown here. Luckily though, I found this part from a parts dealer in Birmingham. I see a little silhouette of a fuel tank. Scaramouche, Scaramouche. Can you see the rear diff mount? And that's the strap I've done. It's in. I think it's moving. Along with that side. Missing a fuel clip for that, as well as for there. Hopefully that's not too kinked. I have a feeling that's knackered. It should be fun. Yeah, the rest of it's fine. So I'm not going to connect that tonight because I haven't got the clip. Same with that, but I'm going to put that back up where it belongs. Yeah, good job. So here is the diff, and there's the mount. I don't think it's that bad in terms of the leak. I think there's a little, well, he says that, and to be honest with you, I don't think I have it's fairly bone dry actually. It's obviously wet there. Just the drain plug. So yeah, oops, sorry. I mean, I could really do that one, but that one isn't leaking half as bad as that one was, so I think I'll just put them back together. You'll pass the MOT anyway, and I can come back to it at a later date. So yeah, what I'm going to do then is just take those two bolts off and put the new one on. Cool. With the magic of an Ugga Dugga gun, even the DeWalt brand comes up to snuff sometimes. We have our mount on, so it means that I'm not going to do it today because it's raining. They'll go onto the mount that I fitted yesterday, and it'll be all good. Looks alright. Talking about DeWalt. There we go. There's the drill, finally. And where is the bill? So yeah. Now Black & Decker used to be a good brand, but you know, Stanley screw everything. So that's what it took over, 10 days to sort out. Transmission and a chuck on a 6-month-old drill. Cleaned. Really. Repaired and returned within agreed timeline. Well, apparently, according to the idiot that was serving me in Screwfix, 5 working days. Wasn't a guarantee. Don't know what it was, but she said it. But you know what? Some people, they only like playing at the jobs, don't they? You know, those who can do, those who can't, pretend to be a duty manager at Screwfix. Anyway, it's done. I had a mild panic trying to put this on. I'm also missing the Jubilee clip because I don't think that this one that I've got will fit that properly without crushing it. Which doesn't matter, I don't know. But yeah, I couldn't find this, so I was panicking, but I found it. Nothing's really in yet. I'm just trying to find nuts. I think there's only that holds it in. I think, yeah, that hole is for the guard that goes here. I've already busted the nut on that one, and I've forgotten to put back 2 hooks there, but I think if I just drill that out, I'll have 2. I'll do something to fix it up there. But it's a good fit. Getting there now, so I hope to put at least tighten it up there. Yeah, tighten. What can I put a torch on? There we go, it's much better. Yeah, so I hope to tighten that up now. Cut that to length because that's where it needs to be on. And yeah, got another thing to put on yet, along with all the ones underneath. I've still got. It's just putting things together, and then the diff can go on. So I'll get to it now. Okay, so the weather is spitting a little bit, especially compared to the deluge that I had last night, especially as when I came in, or went back inside the house, shall I say, when I came in, we went half an hour and it stopped raining, so I got soaked for nothing really. But as you saw, everything on that fuel tank now, bar one thing that I'm going to do off camera because I'm not sure what to do with it, and I haven't got the bit with me actually today, so I'll do it tomorrow. I need a shave as well. But today, if you can see with all the mess, the diff is going on, the prop shaft is going on, and also the exhaust. Spin me right round. That now means that if they all go on, which they will do, he says, the wheels will, and obviously after the wheels go on, bare bones minimum, the RAV4 will go in for an MOT on Saturday. It's Thursday today, sorry. So I've left myself one day for a contingency. I was hoping tomorrow, which is Friday, would be spent just filling it up with the relevant engine oil and spark plugs and all the rest, the dizzy and things like that, distributor cap, sorry. But the first thing I need to do while it's still not raining, so I need to come off this, is weld a little bit of the exhaust, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so So in the first part of the video, and sorry, not the first part of the video, the first part of the series, with me in a total hell that I've been in with this thing. The exhaust was still on when I put the subframe back on. Sorry, the exhaust was still on the car when I put the subframe back on. So this got caught, and the only way I could get rid of it or get around it is by cutting it. Does it? Yeah. See. So I need to just hammer the back in, weld it back, and then that can cool down while I attend to the diff. Right. Sorry, my balls dropped there. It's been a while since we've seen this. Just put oil in. There's the proof. Check for leaks. There is none. I'm going to check again before I start up. There's a wheel. And there's the whatchamacallit, bumper. We have an exhaust, you can see under there. I don't know what you can, I can't see the camera. We're ready for well, once I do the battery, we're ready to start her and see what happens. And in the mortal words of the Coca-Cola beverage company, what's the worst that can happen? Well, I'll tell you what will happen, other than the total mess, is you can't really see it, can you? It's right there, a bit of plastic there, and it's kinked. So I'm hoping that will sort itself out. At the very minimum, engine might splutter a bit, but the very worst, there could be a leak. If there's a leak, then there's no MOT, which is booked in for tomorrow. So I'm going to set you up here and start him up. Well, annoyingly, that's a patch of petrol. Not so, well, even more annoying, it's coming from here. I think, yeah, that side is fine. He's fine. I've tried moving this, but I just think it's a bit, no idea really. I'm sure that's the end of the pipe there. So maybe I just need to tighten it. I don't know. Because there is obviously a little bit of a taper. That doesn't really matter what it is. It's there anyway. But I swear this length of tube was cut to the length of what I took off.
so it should only go up to there, but then you got a bit here, and I think really I'm just gonna have to take this pipe off, cut something a bit longer, and then see if that makes a difference to it. I hope so, because like honestly, it's done now. That bit's fine. Everything is fine. Everything's up together. Still got to put oil in the diff and the gearbox, and put bits of trim back so it's nice to drive. So yeah. All right. Let's talk in more action. Great success. That's a new one, he's never done that before. Okay, so annoyingly, this bit I was worried about, that's fine. Feels alright actually, now there's pressure in the lines. This one, however, not so much. I think I just haven't pushed it up far enough, so I need to take that off. More annoyingly is that, sorry, I thought that was wet. Where this goes onto the tank, it's sort of wet around where it goes in. I put 2 washers on, although there was only one on the nut, but I don't know whether there should have had 1 or 2 fingers. So yeah, gonna sort that out now. It's the day before Christmas Eve. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. It's the day before New Year's Eve. Sorry, get my weeks are just flown by. So the last thing you saw of the car going on the back of a scrap lorry was in August. And it's taken me 4 months to get this far with the video, for reasons I'll tell you in a minute. But what happened with the car was that I'd started the car up on the morning of the MOT test. Started up fine, started reversing off the driveway and start applying the brakes. Like, the car's not stopping. So I push harder on the brakes. Finally something happens, but they're very spongy. And I thought, that's odd. It's got the end of the driveway, and I drove the car back up. I thought, I need to test these brakes. Did that, put foot down, and foot went straight to the floor, like, you know, to stop you going off the edge of a cliff kind of thing. Which wasn't great, because when I parked that car up on New Year's Day after the MOT test, the brakes worked. Came off the lorry, went onto the driveway, bang, they worked. So I took the rear wheels off, took the drums off, see if there was any sort of leak or contamination with the drums. Nothing, bone dry. Checked the rubber hoses, they're bone dry, because I thought maybe some of the welding, you know, damaged them, but no, they were fine. Checked all the lines up to the front of the car, they were fine. Checked in behind the front wheels for leaks. I checked everywhere for leaks basically, and I couldn't find any. So thought, oh, well, maybe I may have ran the brake cylinder dry, in case I thought maybe, you know, something I did. I thought I'll bleed the brakes, so I might as well drain them, or, you know, empty the fluid. Nope, the master cylinder was full. Lovely clear fluid as well. So what I surmised was that the brake cylinder had the seals in it or something had just decided to fall apart inside, which meant rebuild maybe, or new brake cylinder. Neither of which I really wanted to do, because any bit of motivation or goodwill I had for that car had long since gone by that point. Which I didn't want it to. I wanted to get it an MOT. I wanted to, you know, have won that battle, especially with all how much it fought me and wanting to die. But he eventually got his wish and it died. You know, I decided, you know, I did what I could to save it post brake cylinder failing. Didn't ask for a lot of money for it. No one really wanted it. Can't blame them really, because it was, you know, it's shown its true colours really, and wanted to fight every single step of the way it fought me. So then I found out the scrap value, and I thought, well, before it gets to scrap, I might as well chance my arm on Facebook and Gumtree. It just brings out the worst in people. Brings out the worst in me as well, because I'm dealing with dickheads then who think they're all fucking Mike Brewer. Like, hold out your hand, give you 200 quid for this car that I'm only asking for 350 for. One bloke come out to see it. He reckoned he'd only give me the 200. And do you know what's worth £200 on them? The catalytic converter. Like, you know, like I would talk to me like I was born yesterday sort of thing. I was like, fuck off, you dickhead, I'm bothering with that. So I didn't. Maybe if I had liked the car a bit more at that point, I might have gave him a call then before I went to the scrap and says, right, I'll give me the 200 quid or 260 or whatever, and take it away. But no, got to, I think it was about 2 weeks of this, and I thought, the wife wanted it gone. I wanted it gone more than anything, because, you know, going to work in the morning, opening the curtains of the front room and the bedroom, like, that's bang, that's all you're seeing, just mocking me. So that I did, and as you saw, I went straight in the back of the scrap man's lorry, and never to be seen again. I think it might have gone in, it's probably gone to Africa for the engine. I don't know where it's gone. I'm not really that bothered either, because really, even if it had got its MOT and it had, you know, survived the brake cylinder, you know what I mean, if it had gone well, if it had gone right, if it got the MOT, it'd have been gone by this time, as I'm recording this anyway. And there's a reason for that. The dog has joined me for this bit. So yeah, as I said, even if the MOT had worked, you know, if it got the MOT, it had been gone by now. There's a reason for that. was that the one thing I have to say actually is that throughout the whole pain, misery of this fucking car that has gone on, certain things happened during the process. Like a friend of mine died suddenly. I think about February. Which was sad, and because of COVID, couldn't really go to the funeral. The little bit of a get together they had for him. But yeah, the other thing that happened was that the wife came to me with in March, I think, with was it March? Maybe April. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The months are relevant. But she came to me with news that she brought me a jumper. No, that we were expecting our firstborn baby. That isn't a dog. And he was born on the 7th of December, so about 3 weeks ago now. So from August all the way up to I think early November, I was under the cosh to get the house ready. Basically, I had to do the nursery and get things sorted out, and I also needed a car, a family car that the wife had to approve of. For obvious reasons, she's not going to put her baby in the back of a death trap, which she thought the RAV4 was. But even if she didn't. But like, it's a 3-door car, and it wasn't really practical, especially the size of that boot and the size of the pram that she bought. So bought a new car, which I'll go through in the fleet video, which will be next month. Should be in a week or two time. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, so out of all of it, other than the fact that my welding is fantastic now, and that the ladder will be in much love, much lots of love, really good welding. I now have a son that when he's not taking up my daytime, he's taking up my night time. So it's a bit difficult at the moment to do anything really. So I can't plan, not at the moment anyway. So yeah, I'm literally rushing this video out now to get it done, so it doesn't drag into the new year, and we just put the whole RAV4 thing behind us. It was a lovely car. Going through, I hadn't really thought about it or looked at it since August. Until the other day when I was going through all the videos and things like that. It was a lovely looking car. In another life it probably would have worked out, but it didn't. And and there were a few people, mostly on Facebook, who I don't know, so I don't really bothered either, to be honest, who were like, there is an element of you haven't tried hard enough. It's only a brake master cylinder, that you just fix it and it'll be fine. Yeah, it's only a brake master cylinder after only the rear passenger still needed welding. Only after, so only a rear arch that needs welding. It's only what I mean? It's only on a car that was just, it doesn't matter. So that's the story. Sorry I couldn't save it. But it is what it is. Sometimes, I'm sure, I think the only regret is that I didn't scrap it sooner, if that, to be honest. But it is what it is, and if any good comes out of it, it's the fact that I'm actually now really quite good at welding. Well, not say really quite good. I'm better than I was. Plus, my use of the English language has gone to hell altogether since welding. So make of that what you will. But you know what? If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed my misery, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, even for this one's sake. Just giving you a look.
take care of yourselves, and I'll see you at some point when a little bit of normality is resumed in my house.